back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the family. We're happy to have you. Come join, watch all the videos. I'm pretty sure you'll find something that is likely to resonate with you. This video is already long overdue, so let's hop right in. Alright, so today's video is going to be about how to build personal relationships in law school. So on the last video, I talked about how to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, you have to know how to build personal relationships. So let's just start there. So this video is about how to build personal relationships. So one thing that I learned about building personal relationships in law school or in general, and I feel like these tips you can relate to law school or personal life, professional or personal life, because they're just that general, but they make sense. So one thing that I say is you have to be, my first tip is, number one is be active. You can't build a personal relationship if you're not active, you're not going out. I know, like, you have to go out, you have to mingle with people, you have to introduce yourself to people, you have to feel uncomfortable, you have to value those uncomfortable moments in order to build relationships with people. One thing I learned when I had been in school was that, especially my 1L, my first year of law school, is like I would just want to go to school and go home, go to school and go home, because I just was so stressed and I just didn't want to be around people. But as time started to go on, I started to feel isolated. So I said I need to be around people. We need to lean on each other more. My peers, because we're doing this together. So you need to go out. Typically, if you're in law school, you'll have different mixers or different events and stuff that you can go to, conferences. Sorry, I had a message go through, but going to any conferences. I do that by just going downloading apps like Eventbrite and typing in your location and whatever type of event that you're desiring to attend, or the type of people that you're trying to meet. If you're trying to meet for example, I'm interested in intellectual property and trademark, so I will go to entertainment law, trademark event, intellectual property event, search that and see what's going on in your city, in your town, and just be active. You have to be active and put yourself out there, and to build personal relationships, because the more you do it, the more you just understand that it's a big circle and we all have to help each other. Check your school email. Your school email often sends mixers and events going on with you can meet with this judge, or and this is just to ask these questions that you can't ask in your law school class, because law school doesn't teach you everything. You have to get out here. You have to ask senators, judges, politicians, other law professors, other law students at what's going on at their law school. So this is why these things are so important. If you have peers at other law schools, you can ask them, you can go to their events at their law schools, and it's also a good way to get active and to build personal relationships with people, which will ultimately have a lasting effect for your whole entire life, your whole entire career. I would say my next tip is showing up. Now, I know that sounds so simple, but you have to show up for people. Be there for those around you. And being in law school specifically is a very, very sensitive time. It's super sensitive. You are so vulnerable. You are in a place where everything just seems foreign. It's hard. Well, for me, it was foreign, learning a whole different language. Have you ever learned a different language, and it's so intimidating? And so it's a sensitive time. And sometimes you don't want to be bothered, but you have to show up for people. Show people that you care about them. Show your peers that you care about them. Ask them how they're doing. Hey, do you need anything? Or essentially your family. So you have to build relationships. You have to show up for your peers, the people who keep you sane throughout this process. You have to support one another. And one thing I would say, which is super important, is to boost their confidence, because we all need a confidence booster, in our ear, hey, girl, you can do it, you just SHIT, you got it. And that's what friends do. That's what we do for each other. So if you see your friend and she's feeling a little down, or your other friend, or he's feeling down or whatever, having a bad day, hey, you okay? You want to take a walk for a second? Or somebody needs you to show up for them. They just want to vent or talk to you. Just sit there and listen just for a second, because they might really need that. Show up for people, and this is a great way to build personal relationships, because when people know that, understand that you care about them, they'll never forget the time when you were there for them, when you were there for them, and they leaned on you for something. So show up for the people who are around you, because it's a sensitive time, and you have to boost their confidence, and this is what we got to do to keep building a strong community. So next, my next tip for building, y'all, and if I'm looking down, I have like my notes right here because I wrote it out. So the next thing I would say is to dress the part. So when my saying is, when you look good, you feel good. That's probably everybody's saying. It's not my saying, but that's a saying. When you look good, you feel good. And this is literally so true. Okay, so as you guys know, I'm a commuter student. I'm a commuter law student. I commute earlier. I have to prep myself up in different ways to like get ready, get my lunch, and then get on the road, then get to school. So it's literally a process for me getting to school, which is a lot to think about before you go to your first class, So what I like to do is dress the part. Like when I look good, I feel good. And it's just like a psychological thing. Like if I just, not saying that I'm like there with like a blazer every day and heels, because I'm not. Like if I'm not doing that. I mean, sometimes I do, but I'm not doing it every single day, because like I said, I have to get up like way earlier. So, but I'll put on, I just put on not sweats. I will never wear sweats, or a hoodie, like, because for me, it makes me feel tired. If I dress like I'm tired, I'm gonna feel tired. Like when I look good, I feel good, and it just makes me can tackle more for the day. So you're more confident to talk to people. You're more approachable. I feel more approachable when I look the part. And everything is about presentation, and my presentations and first impressions are everything. So you never know when you're going to meet somebody. You never know when there might be an event going on campus, let's say, and you decided to wear sweats and a t-shirt today. Now how you going to feel? So, just always like to keep it professional and classy, all at the same time. And then, looking the part and dressing the part also gets you a long way. Like, people will respect you by the way that you dress. Like, it's sad to say, but it's not really sad to say. I think it's a great thing. You can determine a lot by someone by the way that they're dressed, more or less. It's not a good thing to judge someone off of their appearance, but if you're in a professional setting where you're supposed to be a certain way, then when you're supposed to, like, if you're in a professional setting where when you're expected to dress professional, then you probably should dress professional, and it gets you a long way because you look the part, dress the part. So, and this is also a great way to build personal relationships, because when you look the part, you dress the part, people approach you, they want to talk to you, you can build a personal relationship with you. They might like those shoes you have on, you might like that lining of that blazer, you might have a cute hairstyle, a good lip, like, you never know. So, always look good. Don't let nobody catch you slipping. Drum roll, please. Last but not least is to always smile. Like, this is like one of the most simplest, easiest ways to build great personal relationships, y'all. I use it all the time. And I didn't even notice that I used it until people pointed out to me. And they're like, oh, that big, just keep on smiling. You have such a good smile, and you'll get anything with that smile. I was like, will I? Hey. And I tried it out one day. Like, one time I went to this office and I walked in with like the biggest smile. Like, I really was genuinely happy. Like, I was in a good mood. So I was just like, hi, how are you? And then she was just like, oh my God, you walked in with that big, beautiful smile. So, you never know like what this smile can do for you. People are willing to help you when you walk in with like a smile. You become more inviting. People are more attracted to you. Your energy, like your vibe. So it's like, and people automatically want to help you when you have a smile. you get more than you think when you just put on a big, beautiful smile. Like, sometimes, even if you're feeling down, you have to just fake it till you make it. And I'll see even why as one last example, and then I'll be out. I used to work at a restaurant. Sometimes I just didn't want to go to work. And I'll just be like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to deal with these people. I don't do this. I don't do that. But if I go in with that attitude, I would never make money. And I tried it before. One time I did go in with that attitude, and I did not make any money because I didn't want to be there. I was sick of the people. I had all these reservations about working that day. And so then I started changing my attitude. I started being active. I started mixing and mingling, and started, understanding the company, understanding how to serve, introducing myself, being more outgoing with my customers. I started showing up, being there for my coworkers. Like, if they needed some help while I'm in the middle of something, I had to show it for them, and to make sure that the restaurant runs smoothly. And then you have to dress the part, because in my restaurant you have to dress the part and dress to look and look good. You have to feel good. And then also my smile. So when you come in, when you're active, show up, dress the part, and you have to smile, my days became much better. So I would literally say, I'm gonna have a good day today. I'm gonna smile. I used to make sure I looked really good for work. I showed up, I looked the part, and I would make money. And it literally is simple as that. So and because I built these relationships, and those relationships that I built with these people would be forever. Like, you have, like, I had regulars who will only come to see me. These are things that I learned kind of through restaurants. Kind of just like personal relationships in general. You have to know how to be a people's person, and you fake it till you make it. I guess that's like the right word, because it's like, even if you're down, like I told you, like, even if I'm not in a good mood, I don't want to go to work, but it's like, I have to fake it till I make it. I have to put on a smile. I have to, dress the part, even if I don't feel the part. So in order to build these personal relationships, so I can make money in the end. And that's what it's all about, because we're going to be lawyers, and lawyers need to build personal relationships in order to make money, so that we can continue to invest in ourselves. But that is all I have for this video, guys. I hope you really, really enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone who has been continuing to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Mucho grande. That is it, y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.